Illinois has more lead service water pipes than any other state in the nation, and Chicago more than any other city. In fact, Illinois may have as much as a quarter of all lead service pipes in the country. That's according to Senator Tammy Duckworth, who is leading the push for a bipartisan infrastructure bill to rebuild the nation's water systems. Here's some of what she had to say, citing data from a Chicago Tribune report as the bill passed unanimously out of committee today.
Between 2015 and 2020, tap water measurements in dozens of Illinois homes showed hundreds and even thousands of parts per billion of lead. These extreme levels match what researchers found during the same period in Flint, Michigan. As is with many problems in our nation, this lead contamination is often the worst in Black and brown communities.
And joining us are Angela Tovar, the City of Chicago's Chief Sustainability Officer, and Jeremy Orr, Senior Attorney at the Natural Resources Defense Council, where he focuses on their Safe Water Initiative. Welcome both of you to Chicago tonight. So first, Jeremy Orr, a primer, remind us why lead service lines for water can be so dangerous.
Yeah, so as we've seen, what really popped up on the scene in 2015 following the Flint water crisis is, these lead service lines are all over the country, and in particular in places like Chicago, where we have the most lead service lines in the country. It's like drinking through essentially what we call a lead straw. And the reason lead is so dangerous is because it is a neurotoxin that causes irreversible harm. So once it's in your system, it's hard to get out, and once the damage is done, it's done.
And Angela Tovar, the City of Chicago has noted this. It started years ago to replace some of the lead service lines. Before 1983, they were all lead service lines. Where is the city on that effort right now?
So you're right. The city has allowed lead service lines until 1986, and that's when the federal government prohibited the practice. So as a result, here in Chicago, we have many single-family and two-flats that have lead service lines. And the Department of Water Management estimates that there are 380,000 service lines in the city of Chicago. This administration is the first administration to step up to address the removal of the lines. We have started by identifying some sources of funding to tackle the issue. And we have two programs that we're putting forth: an equity lead service line replacement program and a homeowner initiative program. The first would be an income qualified program where homeowners would be eligible to receive the full lead service line replacement through grant funding. And the second is a program that allows homeowners to initiate the process on their own, to have the fees waived to enable the process to move forward.
And I want to get back to some of those programs in a minute, but Jeremy, first to the statistics we mentioned at the top. Chicago, #1 lead service lines among cities. Illinois, #1 among states. How did they get those distinctions?
Yeah, I think it goes back to what Angela mentioned, the idea that, the city of Chicago and other cities around the state of Illinois allowed the use of lead service lines through 1986, which we know to be, long after it was recognized that lead service lines were toxic and were causing harm. So when you have, places like Illinois who were using these pipes for years after, they were found to be dangerous, and other cities and other states stopped using them, you get this abundance of lead service lines throughout the city and throughout the state, much more than other places who stopped using them sooner.
And speaking of places that have an abundance of them, the data shows that Black and brown communities are twice as likely to live in areas with lead service lines than white communities. Why the disparities?
I think when I look at that, as the data has shown, not just in Chicago, but around the entire state of Illinois, that 95% of the lead service lines are located predominantly in Black, brown, indigenous, and Asian communities. And I think when we look at issues like that, we look at issues of environmental justice, where we know that particularly communities of color and low-income communities typically bear the brunt of environmental injustice. So when we think about how long those lead service lines were used, all the way through 1986, many of those lead service lines were still being used predominantly in those low-income communities that now we're seeing, as we do our inventories and figure out where the lead pipes are, we're subject to the use of lead, while other communities may have been using other more appropriate safer forms of drinking water distribution.
And maybe it shows more affluent communities started removing those lead lines earlier. Angela Tovar, back to those problems. So you're a Chicago homeowner. How do you know what kind of service lines that you have, and then how do you qualify for having the replacement paid for?
Sure. Well, anyone in Chicago that wants to know whether or not they have a lead service line can call 311, and a kit will be shipped for you. We will take water samples, and the Department of Water Management will actually come and pick those up, and a certified lab will process and will provide you with your results. You can then, if you are income qualified, so if you have a household income below 80% of the area median income level, which in Chicago is $72,800 for a family of 4, and if you own your own home, and if you test, right, if your tests reveal that you have a higher threshold, which is the EPA action level of 15 parts per billion, you are eligible for the program. The homeowner initiated program, again, if a homeowner wants to hire a contractor to come and remove their lead service lines, we will waive those permit fees. And there is information on both of those programs on our city's website. We have a dedicated website for more information, and that's at leadsafechicago.org.
All right, and Jeremy, we mentioned the state's problems. Are there legislative efforts at the states to replace, at the state level, to replace Illinois' lines in other towns outside Chicago? And then what about the bill that Duckworth sponsored in the federal government?
Yeah, there's actually a Illinois Lead Service Line Replacement and Notification Act bill that's in the legislature right now, which was introduced this session in the House and in the Senate. What it does is it mandates the replacement of all lead service lines. It requires an inventory. It also bans this dangerous practice of partial lead service line replacement, which is when you replace the public side and not the private side, which typically increases lead in your drinking water in your home. And it creates a fee or a funding source so that all utilities can share the cost of replacing the lead service lines, and it isn't just placed on the ratepayer. And at the federal level, as you've seen with Duckworth's legislation as well, which she's been a great champion on drinking water infrastructure, it's allocated significantly more money for lead service line replacement in particular in vulnerable and low-income communities, which is, what a place like Chicago and Illinois really needs, because, there's funding needed to get this work done.
All right, we'll have to follow these efforts as they progress. Our thanks to Angela Tovar and Jeremy Orr. Thanks so much.
Thank you.